Hi, here we have three very old figures from my collection. They go back to the days of the Rogue Trader edition of Warhammer 40,000, and all of them represent members of the Imperial Inquisition. Now, by using these in our current army, I can add a nice bit of character to them because they're a lot different to the current generation of figures. These particular ones haven't been made in a long time. If you wanted to add them to your army, you'd have to find them second hand. Now, an alternate method of introducing different looking models is, of course, to convert them. I've got some conversions here. This is the first conversion I did of an Imperial Inquisitor. This I did when the last edition of the Grey Knight Codex, Demon Hunters, was released, and all it is a Space Marine captain with a simple weapon swap. Now, another figure based on Space Marine captain is this one. As I'm sure some of you will know, I do Dark Angels, and this figure started out as the Space Marine captain in the Assault on Blackreach set. Now, the problem with that figure is its arm with a bolt gun, and Dark Angels captains can't carry bolt guns, so I decided to convert it into an Inquisitor. I did this by removing the bolt gun arm and the head. I replaced the bolt gun arm with an arm that's holding a storm shield, and the head with a cowled head from a Dark Angels veteran sprue. I also replaced the backpack with a more standard one, and added a book again from a Dark Angels sprue. Now, I used to just use this as a generic Demon Hunter Inquisitor with an anointed weapon and a storm shield and a Grimoire of True Names. Now, you don't get those options anymore in the new Grey Knights Codex, so now I have to use this figure as an equivalent to the special character Hector Vex, which is available from Forge World, and it's in one of the Imperial Armour books. Now, another conversion based on an Assault on Blackreach figure is this Terminator Inquisitor. And here I've just taken the Terminator body. The head has been replaced with one from a fantasy Empire Knight. For the arms, I've used a Thunder Hammer, which I'll count as a Demon Hammer, and I've added a side cannon. Now, another figure that I did have for the side cannon is this one. Originally made to go with the previous edition of the Demon Hunter Codex. This was just an Inquisitor with a side cannon and a null rod. Now, the null rod made him immune to psychic powers. The side cannon allowed him to ignore invulnerable saves, so he was excellent for taking out targets like Eldar Farseers and Zoanthropes, who rely on psychic powers to attack and have invulnerable saves. Now, the new Codex doesn't give me these options, so now I just count him as an Inquisitor with a Hell Rifle instead. That's the nearest thing to the side cannon that he can get without being in Terminator armor. The figure itself, you might recognise, is a Space Marine Scout. I've cut down the sniper rifle, added a magazine from a Stormbolt on the side. The legs come from an Imperial Guard tank commander. The head is from an Imperial Guard sprue, and the cloak is from an Empire Fantasy Knight. And the Imperial Guard tank commander has also provided parts for this rather sinister-looking Witch Hunter. The legs and the torso are both from that figure. The cloak comes from the Cadian Command sprue. It's supposed to be from a sniper. I removed the sniper rifles, put it on a more conventional Imperial Guard figure. I added a cowled head, which again comes from the Dark Angels sprue. And then there's an Inferno pistol that I've added. And because of the way he's posed, for some reason, even though he's pointing his Inferno pistol straight at somebody, it looks like he's reaching for the other gun he's got holstered to his side. Now, Inquisitors can be mobile, they can have transport, and I scratch-built this stagecoach. It's operated by servitors, it's pulled by 2 mechanical horses. I call this a mechano stage. It's built from plasticard, decorated with assorted spare parts. The servitors are figures that I've just cut down. They're from Gorka Morka, from some of the digger figures. I did this when I think you could still get them at that time. And the horses are from Empire, that's Fantasy Empire, engineer figures. And it left me with a couple of the engineer riders left over, one of whom I have converted into this henchman. Now, he was a sage under the previous rules, which meant he would increase an Inquisitor's ballistic skill. That henchman no longer exists under the new rules, so he's now just a warrior acolyte with a las pistol. In addition to the engineer's body and head, he uses Imperial Guard Tank Commander legs again, and the arms come from Fantasy Empire Knights. And finally, I'll close with another henchman. This is a gun servitor. Now, the plasma cannon comes from a Leman Russ sprue. It's the newer Leman Russ. The only redeeming feature is the weapon options they give you. The legs are from a sentinel, or 2 sentinels. They're the arms for the chain blades. The feet come from town battle suits, and the targeting array on top is from a land raider. And that produces a rather different looking gun servitor. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching.